Long ago, in the ancient city of Ile-Ife, there lived people known for their pride, wisdom, and greatness. Ile-Ife was a peaceful kingdom, a land of kings, traders, and warriors. But one day, peace left the land. From beyond the deep forest came mysterious enemies called Ugbo raiders. These warriors wore strange raffia costumes that made them look like spirits. And each time they came, they destroyed homes and carried away captives. The people of Ife tried to fight back. They sent their strongest warriors. They made sacrifices to the gods, but nothing worked. The Ugbo kept winning. The people began to believe these raiders were not humans, but gods of war sent to punish them. The people of Ife were terrified, believing these enemies were not human. Many fled their homes, and the great kingdom began to lose hope. And in that time of fear, there lived a woman called Moremi Ajasoro. She was the wife of Oromiyan, a brave prince of the land. Moremi was known for her beauty, but even more for her wisdom and courage. Every time she heard the wails of women whose sons had been taken, something in her heart broke. One night, as the city mourned another attack, she made a vow to herself. "If no one will save my people," she said softly, "then I will." She didn't tell her husband or the council of elders. She went alone to the sacred river Esimiri. There, under the moonlight, she knelt by the water and prayed. She asked the river spirit to give her wisdom. The spirit answered, but it demanded a promise. If the gods help her bring victory, she vowed to sacrifice anything, even what she loved most. With courage in her heart, she allowed herself to be captured during the next Ugbo raid. The raiders took her away, far from her people, deep into their land. They didn't know she was a queen. Time passed, but Moremi never forgot why she was there. She observed everything: their movement, their weapons, their strange ways. And slowly, she began to see the truth. The Ugbo warriors were not spirits at all. They were men, ordinary men, who dressed in raffia and palm leaves to frighten their enemies. Moremi had found their weakness. Fire was their greatest weakness. Now she had to return home. One night, when the moon was bright and the guards were asleep, she escaped. She ran through the forest, across rivers and plains, until she reached Ile-Ife again. There, she went straight to the king and told him everything she had discovered. This time, the warriors of Ife prepared carefully. They gathered torches, dry wood, and flames. When the Ugbo came again, their disguises made of raffia and leaves were set on fire. The flames rose high into the night sky, and as the fire burned, the truth was revealed. They were men, not gods. That day, Ile-Ife won. The Ugbo were defeated, and for the first time in years, peace returned to the kingdom. The people rejoiced, they danced, they sang Moremi's name in the streets. They called her Ajasoro, the woman who spoke of promises. She had saved our people. But victory came with a heavy price. The spirit of the river returned to her dreams. It reminded Moremi of her vow, the vow she made that night, to sacrifice the most precious possession in her life. And that was her only son, Oluorobo. She begged the gods to take her instead. She wept for days, but the gods were silent. And with a heart full of pain, Moremi did what she had promised. She gave her son as sacrifice to keep her word to the spirit that saved her people. The city fell silent. The women wept. The men bowed their heads. They knew she did everything for their freedom, but also that freedom had cost her everything. Years later, they built a shrine in her honor. They named her among the immortals of Ile-Ife. And every year, during the Edi festival, they remember her. Not just a queen, but as a woman who gave everything for her land. Even today, a statue stands tall in the heart of Ile-Ife. A woman holding a torch to the sky. That torch is not just fire, it is courage, it is sacrifice, it is love that never dies. Moremi's name still lives, not in the books alone, but in the hearts of those who believe in bravery, duty, and love. So, when next you hear her name, remember her not just as a legend, but as a lesson. That freedom always costs something, and that the greatest strength a person can have is love strong enough to give everything away. That is the untold story of Queen Moremi Ajasoro, the woman who saved a kingdom. The woman who saved a kingdom